Things starting to settle down now, though, as teams will start to gather some loot. Just waiting for a moment to re-establish themselves, but he's going to find a nice gunfight there. And of course, inside a prison, this is going to be a hotly contested area. It's going to really be about the roof up top as we head in towards those latter stages. Especially with the zone that we got, we may well be pulling towards the prison. Keep an eye on that later on in the day.
It's already, you can see just how this game's kind of playing out here as well, with very few loadouts in the game, probably none at this point. It's about that floor loot. What can you find? How good is it going to be? If you get those LCD 10s early game, you can certainly push the advantage and start taking some fights. We've seen a little bit of that in the scoreboard already. Everybody having a few clashes left and right, and well, this gun's very, very good as well, because it is going to be a loadout weapon as he goes for a few more kills at the same time. But action certainly kicking off for everybody in and around the prison.
Yeah, you want to try and get a hold of those loadout boxes as quickly as you can. Obviously, on Resurgence, you want to be bringing your guns in as quickly as you can. I think he's getting Mixie very, very quickly. High already with 2 kills to his name, trying to get something going here. The Unity Revolt, can they continue to try and find some kills? Everybody else alive on his side of things as well. He's got Clara alongside, gunfight
in our immediate area. And where do we go from here?
Just looking at the map, actually, it was the first squad team who got very aggressive out of control center towards living quarters, and well, haven't found a great deal. Actually, a couple of them dropping, so not a good spot to be in. Got a little bit too aggressive. Prison Industries, that's where the circle is heading. Leonardo, good shots with the pistol, and that's something you have to be very, very solid with in Resurgence. You're coming back in, you're not looted. You need to make sure you're finding the gunny with the sidearm.
It's also one of those comm things as well. Hey, if I land down with you, is there any dead bodies in the area? Is there any guns I can basically just rub straight out of it as well? As everybody's piling in, he's got a little bit of an angle, but it's not going to be enough. Too many there.
They're the ones we're keeping an eye on, because if they start dropping early, that gives somebody an opportunity to bring themselves back into it.
Well, still playing for position, and a few teams getting involved in the action. But I wonder if it is going to be a case of throw caution to the wind as this gets further and further away. And we consistently see first squad team picking up those early,
kind of in their spots that they usually would be in. Obviously, first squad team, I think, you know, they're not necessarily where they want to be. They're further down towards the dark control center was usually theirs, but they have been bullied out of it. The other team, though, that we want to keep an eye on is Arj on top, and they are making their way over towards control center as well. The top teams are duking it out right now, Bryce.
Fight's just kicking off, and this is the best part, realistically. Halfway through, hopes are still high, but really putting their all into these games. They lock it in. That's a lot of fighting going down. As I think we haven't seen an awful lot of Il Chuo. They've not really been lighting up our radar.
No, they really haven't at this stage. What they're sitting at 13, it's only 25 points to their name, and that kind of tells the story of how things have been going. You are in here with some serious.
They after that start, it may have really kind of shaken them out of their groove. Yep. To say, I mean, we spoke about this a little bit in the earlier games. When you do have to come back pretty consistently, it can be difficult to get that loadout up and running again, and yeah, that's what it looks like they're having difficulty with. They can't get the gun to get back in the fight. They are not together. So it's really just hoping that they're better than some of the teams they're coming up against. More players have come down. It looks like they're getting maybe re-established towards the middle of prison. But this may be their bad game.
It's feeling that way right now. But I think, you know, who you have to give a lot of credit to is fights now starting to go down in the prison yard. Still continuing to survive here. This is a big opportunity for one of the other teams to get themselves rolling. But I think the credit really has to go to Tamale to sort of say, right, okay, we're sitting in 4th or 5th place. We need to catch them up. Let's get them off the map. They really, okay, didn't get them off the map. They nearly did. But they disrupted them massively. Okay, they're still surviving. 3 teams have dropped. They're not one of them that has. There's still 3 players up on the map, but they have put them in an awkward position where they can't just farm and get themselves away. They may well go on to finish within the top 3 or 4 once again. That's kind of what they've been doing throughout these first 4 qualifiers.
Well, well, well. As it is said by a famous British detective, the game is afoot. I don't know if Arj on top know, but they certainly will as this game goes on.
They might have seen it.
It could be their opportunity. They have an absolute monster of a game now. Everything turns on its head. First squad team were quite a way ahead going into this last bit.
Having a look towards it, they were finding themselves around 30 points in the lead. I don't think they had a great deal of kills. They may well have picked up 4 or 5 points. And if that is the case, a decent enough game here from Orange on top will put them in a really good position, but they still have to execute as it's just done.
Just trying to keep an eye. Nobody wants to be the team to make the first move here, of course. ClaraFierce just not in the great...
Team Infamous trying to get in amongst that rumble as well. ClaraFierce may well be the one who spoils the party, though. He's found 2. 1. Gunfights coming through. Not the best of starts for Argon Top.
I'll be honest with you, I don't think Argon Top needed to take that risk.
No, I don't think they did. I think they very well could have played it extremely safely. I think they're still fine. But to get engaged in those fights almost immediately, I think 1 or 2 of them dropping pretty early on. Yes, okay, they'll be absolutely fine now. The resurgence timers are extremely short. But that did feel like a little bit of a risk, Bryce.
Oh, yeah. 100% imagine